This second stage in our amazing tour in the world of wines and wines of the world will take you through the discovery of the most important wine grapes. Knowing grapes is essential to be able to properly match a dish and a wine. Different grapes will produce different types of wines having different personalities. At this stage, we would like to mention an amazing study made by the University of Adelaide. That study covers the prime wine grape varieties over 44 countries and is available at their website. They got a well-deserved award from the OIV, International Vine and Wine Organization in France. We selected 29 varieties, 17 in red and 12 in white. We ranked Gewürztraminer and Pinot Gris as white grapes. Those varieties represent more than 50% of the total vineyards area in the world. We did not only select the first ranked varieties, but added some because of their specificity, like the Malaga Blanc or White Malaga, because we can find that variety only here in Thailand. Basically, the first criteria was to take the varieties we can find here locally. After that, the varieties with the widest area. We then selected the varieties depending on whether or not they can be found in more than one country in significant amount. For example, the wild variety Aran comes in rank 3 if we consider the planted area. We rejected Aran for many reasons. First, it can exclusively be found in Spain. Second, the variety is regressing. And finally, because we cannot compare 1 hectare counting 1,500 vines, which is the case here, with 1 hectare where 5,000 or up to 10,000 vines are grown. Some local varieties are not covered, like Gamay, the famous Beaujolais wine grape, or Pinotage, a crossing from Pinot Noir and Hermitage Cinsault from South Africa. The total number of prime grape vines in the world amounts to more than 1,450 varietals. The highest number of varieties is to be found in Italy, where they grow around 337 different grapes, followed by France with 191, Portugal 168, Spain 122, and the USA 120. In Thailand, we identified 15 varieties for a total of 149 hectares. The chart shows only 13 wine grape varieties because Merlot and Sauvignon Blanc cover very small plots. Let's start with the 17 red varieties. Cabernet Sauvignon is not merely the classic grape of Bordeaux, it's really the king of grapes, producing some of the world's most complex, elegant, powerful and long-lived red wines. It's also the most widely planted vine variety in the world. Bordeaux wines are blends. The varieties are Cabernet Sauvignon, Merlot, Cabernet Franc and Petit Verdot. This tradition of blending produces the top wines in the world. In the New World, things are also changing and we have more and more blends, like the Meritage. For a Meritage red, the wine must be a blend of 2 or more of the red Bordeaux varieties, with no single variety composing more than 90% of the blend. Cabernet Sauvignon reigns on the left bank in Bordeaux, in the Médoc and Graves area. We find Cabernet Sauvignon in 41 countries, including Thailand with 7 hectares. France, Chile, the USA, Australia, Spain, China, Argentina, Italy, South Africa cover 85% of the total world production. Depending upon the climate or whether grapes are harvested early or fully ripened, the aromas will vary, more herbal, tannic if early harvested or cool climate, to fruit with less tannin in hot climate. The flavors are green bell pepper, blackcurrant and cedar. Tannins are firm. Cabernet Sauvignon has a particular affinity for red meat, duck and lamb, steaks and roast beef. Merlot Merlot is Bordeaux's major red grape variety beside Cabernet. Sauvignon dominate the right bank in Saint-Emilion and Pomerol. Merlot is similar in flavor to Cabernet Sauvignon, but produces a softer, rich, velvety texture. Merlot is currently the most planted variety in France, twice as much as Cabernet Sauvignon, and 3 times more than the red Burgundy Pinot Noir, with an increasing trend globally. Chateau Petrus Red Pomerol is one of the most expensive wines in the world. We can find Merlot in France, Italy, the USA, Spain, Romania, Bulgaria, Chile, Australia, which make in total more than 80% of the world Merlot production. There are 35 countries growing Merlot globally. Flavors are strawberry, raspberry and prune. Tannins are medium. Food pairings, well, grilled roasted beef, roast poultry and white meat or pasta. In third place we have Tempranillo, Spain's major contribution to red wine. Tempranillo gives the renowned red blends of the Rioja region and the Ribera del Duero region. Riojas tend to be medium-bodied wines offering good acidity and some tannin. Riberas will have a density and tannic structure similar to that of Cabernet Sauvignon. Wines are categorized in Crianza, Reserva and Gran Reserva, all depending upon the aging in oak and in bottle. Spain accounts for about 90% of the world production. We can find Tempranillo in 18 countries. Thailand contributes with 4 hectares. Spain, Portugal, Argentina, France, Australia and the United States represent more than 99% of the global production. The typical flavors are tobacco, blackcurrant, prune, earth. Tannin are medium-high. Tempranillo pairs well with grilled meats, meat dishes, lamb, wild mushrooms. Syrah, in 4th position, is a star grape in France's northern Rhône Valley, from Côte-Rôtie to Cornas, with Saint-Joseph, Hermitage and Gros-Hermitage. Syrah grapes produce great quality, dense, full-colored and highly tannic wines. Côte-Rôtie is the only northern red Côte du Rhône where a blend up to 20% with Viognier is allowed. In other places, Syrah can be blended with Marsanne and or Roussanne, both white grape varieties. Wines made from Syrah are rich in body, tannin and color. Syrah is grown in 27 countries. Thailand contributes with 66 hectares. France, Australia, Spain, Argentina, South Africa, the United States, Italy, Chile represent 95% of the world production. Note that Australian call that variety Shira. Typical flavors are blackberry, violet flowers and black pepper. Tannins are medium-high. Food pairings, Thai food, Northern and Isan style, pork, grilled, roasted, braised, game, beef, lamb, Oriental cuisine, barbecue. Syrah rosé, which means pink or blush, pairs well with Thai grilled duck red curry, Keng Pet Pet Yang, Lab, Panindia, which is a beef curry. Garnacha Tinta or Grenache Noir. Second variety in France after the Merlot, the Grenache Noir, Garnacha Tinta in Spanish, actually comes from Spain. Red fruited variety that is often blended with other varieties to give a strong but fruity taste. By itself, the Grenache produces a pale, very good rosé. The Grenache Noir yields medium-bodied wines with simple tannins. Is the grape we find in the southern Côte du Rhône, where it is blended to produce date-flavored Châteauneuf-du-Pape and used on its own for the delicious rosé of Tavel and Lirac. Most of the southern Côte du Rhône can be made from Grenache, up to 80%. Important in Spain, it's the backbone of the 2 wine regions in Spain to qualify as DOCA, Rioja and Priora. Banyuls, a fortified wine from France's Languedoc-Roussillon, has luxurious fruit flavors of prune and figs. that make it an excellent partner for dark chocolate-based desserts, or even for foie gras when served with fresh figs and onion yam. Banyuls Grand Cru contains at least 75% Grenache. We can find Garnacha Tinta in 23 countries. Thailand grows some Grenache Gris. France, Spain, Italy, Algeria, the United States, Tunisia and Australia make up to 99% of the total world Garnacha Tinta production, 88.7% for France. Typical flavors are strawberry, black cherry, tobacco. Tannins are medium-low. Food pairings, beef or lamb, fresh onion soup, goat cheese or brie. Grenache rosé, pink or blush, is a good match to Thai food and seafood. Pinot Noir is one of the oldest wine grape varieties and is often described as being a difficult grape to grow and to deal with in the winery. The best Pinot Noirs are from Burgundy, but Germany, California, Oregon and New Zealand have all done wonders with this difficult grape. Pinot Noir is also one of the 3 Champagne varietals, in third place after the Pinot Meunier and the Chardonnay. Countries, Pinot Noir is to be found in 33 countries, including Thailand. France, the United States and Germany represent 60% of the world volume. When we add Moldova, Italy, New Zealand, Australia, Switzerland, Chile and Argentina, we reach 90%. Typical flavors are cherries, strawberries, wild game or mushrooms. Tannins are medium-low. Due to a low tannin level, this grape offers great versatility. Salmon or tuna and meaty white fish, lean red meats, duck, turkey, fresh herbs like rosemary and thyme, cheese. It pairs well with creamy sauces and spicy seasonings as well. Sangiovese is best known for providing the backbone for the famous Italian red wine from the Chianti Classico region or the DOC Rosso di Montalcino. Sangiovese produces wines with pronounced tannins and acidity, particularly in cooler years. Italy on its own grows 92% of the global production, with Argentina, France, the USA, Tunisia and of late Australia, we reach 99.5% globally. The remaining 0.5% are spread over some 13 countries. Sangiovese is planted in 16 countries, including Thailand. Typical flavors are apricot, mulberry, blueberry, violet flower, and plum flavor. Tannins are high. Due to its acidity, Sangiovese is a good choice for Italian tomato and pasta-based cuisine. Carignan belongs to the wine grapes we can find in the Côte d'Rhône, Corbière, Minervois, and other wines from southern France. The Carignan's popularity came from a very high yield, around 200 hectoliters per hectare. It produces a wine with low alcohol, no real personality, with sometimes a bit too much acidity and tannins. In Spain, Rioja region, it is most often used as a blending grape under the name of Mazuelo. While cultivated in a warm area with restricted yields, it can produce a colored, generous wine, a bit too tannic, however. Carignan can contribute to the make of an excellent Rioja in an arid region where yields will be restricted. In Spain, 18 countries grow Carignan around the world. France, Tunisia, Algeria, Spain and Italy make up to 90% of the world volume. Once a popular blending grape for jug wine and sangria in California, Carignan's popularity has diminished and plantings have dropped from 4,136 hectares in 1990 to 1,440 in 2010. Typical flavors are banana, fig, cherry, raspberry and blackberry. Tannins are high. Food pairings. Carignan does not produce high quality wines, but if you are lucky, you may find an old vine, 100% varietal Carignan, most notably from the hills of the Corbière and in Mont Peru. Then pair it with grilled red meat, wild mushrooms. Monastrell is second most planted black variety in its native Spain. Popular in the southern Rhône, Provence and the Languedoc-Roussillon areas of France, where it's used to add weight and structure to blends with Grenache and Cinsault, famous under the acronym GSM, Grenache, Syrah, Mourvèdre. Indeed, there it's named Mourvèdre. Countries, 13 countries grow Monastrell, known as Mourvèdre in France. Spain alone represents 84% of the global production. When we add France, Australia, the USA and South Africa, we reach more than 92% globally. Typical flavors are blackberries, pepper, mushrooms, leather and fresh herbs. Tannins are firm. Pairings, well, let's take the example of Châteauneuf-du-Pape, which is one of the most versatile wines. Grilled beef, veal, pork, wild game, duck, sausage and lamb, and seafood dishes. Châteauneuf-du-Pape is also easy to pair with many different Thai dishes as well. Cabernet Franc is traditionally blended with other grapes for Bordeaux, Loire Valley. Super Tuscans or Meritage blends. It is one of the more winter-hardy grape vines, which may explain we can find it in Canada. Cabernet Franc produces a red wine that is softer, lighter, but more aromatic than a Cabernet Sauvignon. We find Cabernet Franc in 26 countries. France, on its own, accounts for 68%. When we add Italy, the USA, Hungary, Chile, South Africa, Spain, Canada, Argentina and Australia, the 10 countries represent 96.5% globally. Typical flavors are cherry, raspberry, violet flower, licorice, green bell pepper. Tannins are fine medium. Food pairings, it pairs well with poultry, lasagna, wild game, Middle Eastern and Greek cuisine. As one of the 5 allowed grapes, Malbec or Côte was originally associated with Bordeaux, but in the mid-90s it became Argentina's signature wine in Mendoza, where it was imported in the mid-19th century. In Cahors, with a legal minimum of 70%, it is backbone of the wine of the same name, which is a medium to full-bodied blend with Merlot and Tannat. Malbec is planted in 18 countries. 76% are to be found in Argentina, 15% in France. If we add Chile, the USA, South Africa, Australia, Italy, New Zealand, Spain and Uruguay, these 10 countries explain 99.6% of the global area dedicated to Malbec. Typical flavors are blackcurrant, blueberry, cedarwood, leather. Tannins are high. Malbec pairs wonderfully with roasted and grilled meats, spicy foods and Tex-Mex or Middle Eastern cuisine. Alicante Henri Boucher or Garnacha Tintorera. Alicante Henri Boucher is a red juice wine, a so-called teinturier, a grape with red flesh. Most of the red or black grapes give a clear juice. This grape will give a juice with an intense red color, well appreciated in blends to enhance color. There is no varietal I'm aware of. On its own, it produces wines without that much character. Henri Boucher is cultivated in 18 countries. Spain comes as first with a good 50%. We reach around 82% by adding France, Chile and Portugal. Typical flavors are light aromas of black pepper, black olives, dark chocolate and red fruits. Tannins are firm. Henri Boucher does not bring that much alone. A blend with Syrah and Mourvèdre will pair with cheese and all type of meat, vegetables and rice. Cinsault is the essence of light fruity perfumed Mediterranean rosé. It's one of the 13 permitted Châteauneuf-du-Pape grape varieties. 13 countries plant Cinsault. France grows 56% of the global Cinsault, with Algeria, Morocco, South Africa, Tunisia and Turkey, we reach 99%. Typical flavors are raspberry, almond, hazelnut. Tannins are low. A Cinsault Rosé would be a perfect match with Thai food. Zinfandel, also known as Primitivo, is a Californian success story. A well-made Zinfandel from a warm region is a full-bodied, tenses texture, top-quality red wine. Primitivo or Zinfandel can be found in 13 countries. California accounts for 61%. When we add Italy and Tunisia, we reach 99% globally. Typical flavors are cedar, vanilla and tobacco. Tannins are medium to high. Food pairings, well, lamb, wild game, red meat. Carmenere is an obsolete variety from the Aquitaine area, Bordeaux, close to Cabernet. In 1855, date of the Médoc classification asked by Emperor Napoleon III for the Paris exhibition, Carmenere was the major grape in Médoc. Merlot was almost unknown at the time. The phylloxera plague of 1857 destroyed almost the whole vineyard. Grafted Carmenere did not do well, and that's why nowadays we can hardly find some 29 hectares of Carmenere in France. We mention Carmenere for the role it plays in Chile, where, like Zinfandel in California, it has become the flagship of local wines, varietals and blends. Its flavors explain why it was long mistaken for Merlot in Chile. There is a successful blending partner to the classic Bordeaux varieties and Syrah as well. 10 countries are growing Carmenere. Chile, China and Italy account for 99% of the global area. Typical flavors are strawberry, raspberry and prune, like a Merlot, but with some hints of spices, fresh herbs. Tannins are soft. Food pairings, well, grilled, roasted beef, roasted poultry and white meat or pasta. Dornfelder is a quite new grape variety. In Germany, it is often blended with Spätburgunder or Pinot Noir to add some color. However, as a single varietal, it offers full-flavored and structured wines. It's another Teinturier, literally dyer variety, one of the few red flesh grape varieties. We have selected Dornfelder because it's a variety we can find here in Thailand. Germany on its own grows 98% globally. We find that variety in 9 countries, including Thailand. Typical flavors are black fruit, plum and slightly floral. Tannins are medium. Due to a low tannin level, this grape offers great versatility. Thai food, but also salmon or tuna and meaty white fish. Lean red meats, duck, turkey, fresh herbs like rosemary and thyme, cheese. Now, Pokdam, Black Queen, Angun Pokdam. Basically, wine varieties are made from Vitis vinifera, up to exceptions like the American Concord. Black Queen is a hybrid containing genes from Vitis lambrusca, Vitis lincecumii and Vitis vinifera. Pokdam would be a mutation of Black Queen discovered by a vintner called Nong Pok in Pak Chong in the Nakhon Ratchasima province or Korat here in Thailand in the early 80s. In Thai, Dam means black, and as you can see, those berries are really black. Countries, well, Japan, Taiwan, Thailand. Typical flavors are light berry aromas. Tannins are low. Food pairings, Thai red curries, fried pork with hot basil, fried chicken with cashew nuts.